Check sound. Can you hear me? Okay. Dear Thay, dear brothers, sisters, friends from the Sangha House, Singapore, and all friends around the world on the Zoom, we have 46 people, minus me, or maybe minus that also. 47 minus 3. Okay. And feelings very nice to have sitting together, and I also have a very wonderful feeling that I know that quite a lot of friends out there also have following the guided sitting meditations. And then I really hope that the OI members, the members of the Order of Interbeing or the aspirants, that you master the skill to guide sitting meditations. And frankly speaking, even the monastic also sometimes they are there are times that when they have to sit at the bell for guided sitting, they also will nervous and sometimes have a blank state of mind. Yeah. So you need the quality of your mind, the quality of your body, relaxing body, your feeling of peaceful mind. And then your mind is very, not too many thinkings, and then the quality of your guided will be very good. And then I remember when I was a novice monk, so the elder brother who taught me how to invite the bell, he said, as a bell master, we always have to breathe in and out few times to calm down ourselves first. Yeah. And then when we are very calm down, we can invite the bell in a peaceful way. So you can tell the person, master the bell or not. The person can master his own mind. If you master your own mind, you can master the bell also. Yeah. So it's not really about the skill how to invite the bell, but your quality of your mind. Yeah. So, because today we're going to talk about mind. Yeah. So the first class we talk about the body. So when we practice mindfulness, we always come back to our body. We have 4 mindful breathing exercise. We have 4 to help us to come back to our body, and then the second 4 is to come back to our feelings. Yeah. And then today will be the next 4 to return to our minds. Yeah. And then maybe you have a lot of questions and you have a lot of doubt to a certain extent, feeling like this is like a linear, linear is mean like you do the first one, second one, third one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because the 1 to 4 is the body, and then 5 to 8 is the feelings, and then 9 to 12 is the mind. Frankly speaking, according to my experience, it's always good to always begin with our body. Because when something happens to your mind, to your feeling, your body have the first thing that happen when you have a overwhelming mind, anger, nervous, frustration, something happen to your body immediately. So the Buddha say, in order to help us to calm down our mind and feeling, actually you come back to your body, and then it will quite immediately supporting your feelings and your mind. Yeah. But if you look deeply, everything just connect to each other. Your body, your feeling, your mind all connect to each other. If I say we come back to our mind, it also involves the feeling and our mind. Yeah, because breathing in, you use your mind to come back to your body. Yeah, right? And then you can immediately feel whether your body is comfortable or not. Yeah. So we can feel it right away. So actually, three can be in one. Not a 3-in-1 coffee mix or something. Because sometimes nowadays people like to mix things together. Yeah, san he yi, 3 put into one and mix together. But we can say like that. Yeah. But of course, the body is very tangible, that you can feel it very quickly. So this is the first thing of mindfulness that we want to go through. That is very easy according to the Buddha's teaching, according to this mindfulness. That's why we always ask everybody to start from our body. So if this thing is very good, difficult to. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So when we talk about the four main, the first part is the body. So when we talk about mindfulness, we always return to our body. Yeah. Because when we talk about mindfulness, it always has a object. Yeah. So the body is our object, and then actually our body also have a lot of parts. In the mindful breathing, in the Sutta of mindful breathing, the Anapanasati, it's just a very brief talk about body. Yeah. So when we move to the Satipatthana, the four foundation of mindfulness, there's a lot of division from here, a lot. But this one is just very briefly, like feeling, have like aware of our body. Yeah, it's very, very short one. But you also have to know that when we take an in-breath and out-breath, it's also considered our body. Yeah, so it's all about our body. Your breathing is your body. See, when I close it, I cannot open it. Let me try, like this. I can. Okay, I'm sorry. So maybe you still remember the in and out, right? In and out. Number 1. Number 2 is do you remember? The following, correct? The following of number 1. Because number 1 is the foundations. Can see? Okay. In and out is the very foundation, because it's everything in and out. From 1 to 16, in and out. So you have to master this in and out. You have to become a master, become a professor, become an expert in this in and out. Okay, everybody. Yeah, no discount. And then following is help you to go deeper a little bit. Because when your breathing is become longer, become slower, it will help you, your whole being become calm and peace at the same time. So number 1 is the continuation of number 2 is the continuation of number 1 actually. Yeah. So when you practice number 2, actually is also have number 1 inside. That's why sometimes we can say number 1, of course you just say number 1. When we practice number 2, is also include the number 1. Yeah. Because when you're following, you have to include the number 1, correct? But actually you practice everything, number 1 and 2, you have to accompany everybody. Accompany number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until 16. So number 1, number 2 become the foundations. If you feel you are not peaceful enough, because our state of mind can change, our feeling also can change. So you are always welcome to return to number 1. Yeah, and then you slowly go to number 2. And then if you can practice number 1 and number 2 very well, 2 in 1, not only 3 in 1, but also 2 in 1, and then you're ready to go to the next one. Yeah. Number 3 is the aware of a body, right? Aware of our whole body. Even though there's a few master teachers saying that aware of a whole length of our breath, but in Plum Village we don't hold that kind of view. Our view is the whole body. Yeah, the physical body, not the body of the breath. Yeah. So don't confuse with that. If you ask me, I will share according to the view of the Zen traditions of a Plum Village. Yeah. And number 4, we have to help our body, to relax, to come down, to embrace our body. So we have to practice this 4 regularly. And it's very easy. You can practice while you are sitting on the MRT to go from one station for the other station. But you also have to be aware which station you want to alight. Okay? And then you practice, wow, this mindful breathing so good. And then you miss the station. So you prepare yourself first. For example, I want to spend the next 5 minutes to observe my breathings like this. Yeah. So this 1 to 4, everybody can master this practice or can use this practice every day. Yeah. Whenever you have time or whenever you want. Okay? So this is about the body. And then with the body, with you aware of your body, and then you can relax or you can embrace, you can calm your body. And then your body actually in the good state. So actually when your body, you calm your body, actually number 4 is already give a little bit impact to the feelings. Because if your body not feeling well, the first thing that the body will influence is your feelings. Right? If pain over here, I sit on the not comfortable cushions or something, and then your feelings, it will affect your feelings. Yeah. That's why in the feeling, we talk about 4 feelings, right? The first feeling, what is that? Pleasant or comfortable feeling. The second one? Uncomfortable. Third one? Neutral. And the fourth one? The mixed feelings. Yeah. So you have to remember that this you always within these four feelings. And then in Plum Village we have a practice we call the feeling by its true name. So when you call the feelings by its true name, it will reduce. It will make you stable. Yeah, at least it will make you stable. But in the sutra, the Buddha explained we have to give rise to joy and happiness. Like I say, this is like you inject a vitamin to yourself. You go to a doctor then, but this one you don't need to go to doctor. You can inject by yourself. Because, for example, just now, feeling joy to be alive. Yeah, because sometimes you don't know what joy I have. You say, I don't have joy right now. So you can use that word. Yeah, our teachers give us a little cue, a clue. Yeah, you can insert something there, and then you can feel joy. Yeah, feeling joy, being alive. I breathe in, feeling happy to be alive. I breathe out, right? So that word is give a lot of influence with you. Yeah, and then you can replace with many things. Yeah, feeling joy. Feeling joy that my breath is normal. Feeling happy that my breath is normal. So you can replace with a lot of words that help you. So these two strengthen yourself, to shift your feeling to become comfortable. But in the practice of feelings, we want you to be calm and peaceful in whatever condition or feelings you are in. But last time I mentioned the joy is kind of uplifting a little bit. You have to pull it up. But when you pull it up, sometimes it will be over exciting. So then you have to cool the joy with the happiness, so it's become a more stable. Yeah, so this joy and happiness, they are complementary, they are helping each other. Because overjoy is also not very good. Yeah. And then the next two can be the painful feelings. Yeah. Painful. Actually, in the text, it just say mental formation. Yeah. But mental formation is like quite a lot of things. I will explain to you. I will share what is mental formation more clearly, even though I already shared before. Yeah. But this one, because we want to bring these painful feelings to subside, to calm down. But I know when you practice, you're sitting down, you're very joyful, you're very happy, and suddenly breathing in, I'm aware of my painful feeling. No, I don't have painful feeling right now, right? It's okay, but this is an exercise for you. Because in the real life, during sitting meditation, maybe you think, oh, I don't have painful feeling right now. But if you practice in this way, when the painful feeling come to you in your daily life, and then you suddenly remember this exercise, so you can handle your feeling at that time. Yeah, because sometimes people say, hey, brother, I don't have painful feeling in the present moment. Right now I don't have. But you just practice this one, and then it leaves an imprint in your mind. Yeah, the imprint that will help you when the real painful feeling arrive. And then we have a lot of painful feelings the whole day. And then sometimes maybe we are not aware of that painful feeling. Yeah. So we would like to talk about the next four. So this is the feelings. And then this is the mind. Yeah, this is, if we're talking about feelings, we have four feelings. We're talking about body, we have parts of our body, the breath, and then the whole body. When we're talking about the mind, it's a little bit like somewhere inside your brain or thinking, your mind. And then it's kind of like more subtle. So when you cool down your body comfortable, you take care of your painful feeling, you have joy and happiness, and then it's easier for you to take care of your mind. Because if you go directly to your mind, sometimes it's become very messy. Messy in the means like you don't have enough, your body is not ready, your feeling is not ready, then you want to take care of mind. It will be a bit difficult. So when you're feeling a little bit have inclusiveness or equanimity, your body also very relaxed and calm, and then to take care of your mind, to check what happened to your mind is more easier. Yeah. You know why people sometimes saying that it's difficult to detect our mind because it's very, very subtle, and then we have a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts, and then also it's happened very quick. So most of the time, we can take good care of our mind during our sitting meditation or during our walking meditation. That will be a very good moment to take care of our mind. Yeah, basically, or everything. Yeah, because in generally speaking, you at the office, you work. Actually, it's quite difficult. Yeah, that's why we want to have a new habit of come back to our breathing. Yeah. And then when we talk about our mind, okay, let me show you the interesting part. So in Buddhist psychology, all the mind and feelings, we can call them as mental formations. Okay, maybe to be more clear. So may I delete this one? Huh? Okay. Yes, I will. I'm talking to my laptop. Oh, difficult to erase. Thank you very much. There's a legendary drawing from our teacher, but I want to draw this picture in a little bit different way. So he will say that, thank you very much. I put it here. So when we talk about mind, okay, now we can say that we have eyes, correct? What else do we have? Eyes, ears. What else? Nose. What is this? Tongue or mouth? Yeah? Tongue. How to write? Tounge. Ton. I see. Tongue. And then what is that one? Body or skin or something. Body, huh? Can we say like this? Body? So it's like this entity. Maybe we call it faculty or sense. Yeah. And then this is all our body. Yeah. Tongues our body, ear, eyes or nose is all our body, right? Part of our body. And then these five have a lot of influence to our feeling and our mind. So there's another one called, in the Buddhist psychology, we call it, our teacher usually like to give not very good circle. Usually here, but I want to do it here. That our mind has three parts. The first part is called a mind consciousness. Mind consciousness. Correct? And then there's one part of it is called manas. And then, not mana. Then there's another part is called a store consciousness. Store consciousness. Or we can say a manas consciousness. This one mana, but this is manas consciousness. Yeah. So actually, this is our mental, our mind. So we can divide it into three consciousness, our consciousness. And then actually, we also have a different consciousness. It's called eyes consciousness, ears consciousness, nose consciousness. This one body consciousness. This is a tongue consciousness. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 consciousness. So sometimes they call it, this is the 7, this is the 8. Oh no, this is the, sorry, wrong number. This is the 6, this is the 7, and then this is the 8. So in some kind of scripture, if you see that they say the 8 consciousness, it means the store consciousness. Store like a storehouse. Everything there, already there. Yeah. So, for example, your ears, yeah. You listen to the Dhamma talk. When you listen to the Dhamma talk, yeah, Dhamma talk from here, huh? Go through your ears, right? Dhamma talk here, DT, huh? Dhamma talk. Dhamma talk, go to your ears, right? The sound, the language of a Dhamma talk, go to your ears. Left ears or right ears? I don't care. So this Dhamma talk have a meanings, have the words, an English term, go into your ears, and then it will connect. It will water a certain seed in your store consciousness. So when I say a mind, when I say feeling, when I say comfortable feeling, we have, if for example 20 people here, we have probably 20 kind of response, very different one. There are people say, oh, I am very comfortable sitting right now. Yeah, my body feel comfortable. Yeah. Or my ears, my hand, everything. So there's a comfortable or maybe uncomfortable. Oh, I feel very thirsty, I want to drink. It feel uncomfortable, right? That's why you drink, right? So it will water a certain seed in you. For example, this cushion feel not good. So you feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So when I say uncomfortable, again, and then this seed will manifest over here, uncomfortable, because the cushion feel like very soft or very uncomfortable. So you have an uncomfortable feeling over here. Uncomfortable feeling due to your cushion not feel very good. This is called mental formations. Over here, when it manifests in your mind consciousness. But everything will manifest over here. So in one day, there's a lot of market here. Whoa, a lot. One thing coming up, and sometimes there's uncomfortable can stay here for maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Maybe it stay only for 3 minutes because you move your leg, and then this is slowly weak down, slowly disappear slowly. And then what happened during this 3 minutes is really depend on you. There are people within that 3 minutes of uncomfortable, they swear a lot. Not only swear, hey, this joyful garden, they don't give us a very good or you complain a lot. Within that 3 minutes, that 3 minutes of uncomfortable. I'm not teaching you to complain. Yeah. But we also can feel like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Breathing in, this is uncomfortable feeling. Breathing out, okay just move my leg a little bit. So there's not a disturbance, uncomfortable feeling, but it's not disturb you. If you can do like that, you can be a very happy person. Right? This is just an example. So this one, later, after you move your leg, and then you feel peaceful, you feel comfortable again, and then this one, after 3 minutes, it will disappear, and then it will come back. When it come back to here, because you handle the mental formation with the breathing in and breathing out, there's no disturbance, there's no hatred, there's no complaint. When it come back here, it will not give a new energy to the seed, because this seed can grow bigger, can grow smaller. So if you complain, you will make the seed become bigger. Hatred or anger or frustration is all very complete here. Even more complete than the supermarket. Right? Even there's a lot of things here not available in the supermarket. For example, happiness or joy, How can you go to the supermarket? Hey, I want to buy joy. Hey, I want to buy happiness. Cannot. Right? So now do you understand what is mental formation? So you have to have a cooperation between your senses. Cooperation. Your senses. You listen to something, you watch the YouTube, you watch the TikTok or Instagram or social media. So it will water a certain seed. On what kind of seed is being watered? In Plant Village, we practice the 5th mindfulness training to be aware of what we consume, what we watch, what we listen, and what we eat. So mental formation over here, and then this is the seed. We have a lot of seeds here. Come up and down. And then among the seed, there are also a group, like a wholesome, unwholesome, neutral, undeterminate. Like you cannot really categorize it as a wholesome or unwholesome. For example, we say anger, it will be categorized as unwholesome. But if you say compassion, loving kindness, forgiveness, this one can be wholesome. And then there's also undeterminate, is called, for example, regret. Regret is not totally wholesome or unwholesome, but it will depend how you regret. If you regret in the mindful way, this regret become a very good one. Like in the Buddhist practice, we have a practice called touching the earth, or in the Chinese Mahayana they call it Chan Hui. Chan Hui, repentance. In the English, repentance. It's very powerful practice. I practice it almost every day. Okay, maybe you can just quite slowly, I will bring you to understand more. Okay, let's go back to here. 51 mental formation. I already uploaded the PDF. You go and check and then read it. Because I cannot explain, go too deep. But there's a 2 term that even now I also try to find out why it using a different term. In the philosophy wise, in the Chinese, they use a term called xin suo. How do you, like this? Xin suo. But I think this is they only use in the philosophy. Way of looking in the philosophy way. But in the meditations context, they use another term called xin xing. But I try to see whether these 2 terms look like quite different, but I also feel like they are quite similar in a sense, but you are welcome to go to check by yourself. Because when I check the term in the Sanskrit, this is called Cheta Sika. This one called Samskara. Correct? Chitta Samskara. Chitta Samskara. Wait, Chitta Samskara, correct? Yeah, correct. Yeah, Chitta Samskara. Samskara mean you bring things together, they will form a new things. It's like you study chemical, you put these elements with the other element and then you put it together. It's like a hydrogen and oxygen. You can look at it as two separate things, but when you combine them, reaction, and then it become H2O, right? It become water. So inside the water, we have oxygen, and we also have the hydrogen, correct? This is through the eyes of science, yeah. Correct, huh? And when we talk about consciousness, yeah, for example, mind consciousness, this is, they call vijnana. In Chinese, it's a samskara. So you have yan shi, er shi. Yeah, what is this? Bi shi, shi shi, sen shi, yi shi. Yi is the mind. Mo na shi. And then this is chang shi, the store. Zhang or chang. Sometimes they pronounce differently. Between chang and zhang, store. Let's see. Exercise my Chinese. Zhang, correct? The storehouse or store consciousness. Yeah. This is Mona Si. This is Yi Si. Yi is the mind. Huh? The mind. The Yi Si. Mona. Mona. I think they just copy the word. Your name, huh? Mona. But your name is Mana. What is the meaning of Mana? Perseverance. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's yeah. So this is Yi Shi. So whatever happened in your active mind is all these things called mental formations. Happen in the mind consciousness. You have a lot of seeds over here in the storehouse. And then this is a little bit more complicated. It will distorted consciousness or make it dirty. So it has a job to make it dirty. For example, after you sit for like half an hour of discussion, suddenly you say, this cushion belongs to me. This cushion is part of me. Right? Do you think this cushion is really part of you? Not just because you're sitting here for 1 hour and then suddenly you claim that this is yours. Do you have that mind? Not yet, huh? Wait. Okay, it's clear, huh? So this is like you're going to university to study philosophy. Yeah. But sorry, no choice. I have to explain this. Okay, this thing, we have quite a lot of time to reflect on it, but I just want to give you a preview that when I say a certain word, you don't confuse. Okay, if you confuse, you can watch the recording again. If I say something wrong, I will revise it later. Okay, we talk about this mind, the first part, we call body, the feelings, and now the mind or the mental formation. So the feeling, I can call it as a mental formation. The mind also, I can call it as a mental formation, correct? Can say like that. So now we have 9, 10, 11, and 12. The 9 is experiencing the mind, the sin, yeah, 觉知心, and then gladdening the mind, make it happy, yeah. 心悦, and then concentrating the mind, 心定. And then the liberating mind, 心解脱. Yeah, letting go. Okay, let's go in a little bit more. Oh, okay, I think I forgot to delete those things. It's okay. Maybe let me do a little injury time. Or maybe this is also not useful. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, we want to look at this one. Okay, let me share once again. This is a little bit complicated, but please bear with me a little bit. So actually it says, 觉知, we have a feeling, we want to know. So we combine the knowing and the feeling to go deeper about what happened in our mind in number 9. Okay, let's go to number 9. Actually, when we practice the number 9, is focused on mental activities. What happened to your mind at the time? Do you pay attention to what happened to your mind when the sister give a guidance during the guided sitting meditation just now, at the very beginning? What kind of activities happened there? Maybe a lot of comments, right? Do you aware of what kind of comments happened during that time? A little, a lot, a good comment or bad comment, you know? But nowadays people love to give a bad comments. And then it manifests in the comments in the social media. They like to use very funny and sometimes very harsh word to reply to a certain thing. Yeah. So this is, I hope next time when we have a guided sitting again, you can just, at the very beginning, when the guided sitting, breathing in, I know this is my breathing in, breathing out, I know this is my breathing out. Actually, you also already engage your mind inside. There's also a feeling already mixed. There's a mind process there, there's a feeling there. But we want to bring you to the body first, not too dominant on the feeling and the mind. Right? Because I say, for example, aware of my body, I breathe in, relaxing my body, I breathe out. So I clearly saying that the body. So we just kind of using this guidance sentence to bring you to your body, to feel your body, relax your body. But you also have to use your mind, right? And then immediately at that moment, you can feel what happened to your body. Feeling like my sitting posture is not very straight. Let me adjust a little bit, you know. Go back behind left and right a little bit. Do you have that? I saw you just now. So through mindfulness, we recognize and nurture the positive seeds such as love, compassion, understanding, and wisdom. You can choose one. That's why when you look at the 51 mental formations, for example, maybe you can just try to feel yourself, maybe lack of compassion. So I want to just say the compassion. Because when you say breathing in, I give rise to compassion, actually your whole body, your mind, your feeling respond to it. Just by saying silently inside of you. Or you say, breathing in, I relax my whole body. Actually, your body responds to the activity of your mind, even though we want to help our body to relax. That's right. It's relaxed to your mind also. Yeah. So you can choose one. Yeah. So go ahead and check the 51 mental formations. And we learn to acknowledge and transform unwholesome mental formation like anger, despair, pride, and suspicion. So you can choose one of them. If you have a higher energy of mindfulness, you can immediately identify or catch it very quickly. When you feel like pride or anger at that time, you can catch it very quickly. But usually because when I catch the anger in me, I will not directly do something with the anger, but I will come back to my breathing. I take a very long in-breath and long out-breath few times. Because when the angry manifests in me, in the mind consciousness, my body become very tense. So I help my body to relax, and then the anger also reduce. You see, you reduce the tension in your body immediately, your feeling also get affected, and then your mind also. So our responsibility is to reduce the anger, reduce the despair, and etc. Cultivate healthy mental qualities with the support of teachers and spiritual friends. This is a very Plum Village method. That's why we come together here to practice together. I think we have this class, Joyful Garden organized like every Thursday, Monday and Thursday. Huh? No, your regular practice, Monday and Thursday. Oh, very diligent, huh? But different group, huh? I see. Yeah. So you have this opportunity to strengthen your good qualities. That's why you have to, the Sangha have to offer a good quality of a guided sitting. And then you have to choose what sit to. You have to choose what seats to water. So every time you come to the center, you practice either online or offline. Actually, the words, the song, even the song, because just now I was inside, I listened to everybody singing with different languages. I also want to laugh. I heard you sang the Thay song, Thai language? Oh, because of mana, huh? I see. Mana. And then because of the brother, he stayed in Germany for some time, you know. And then somehow this in German? No, huh? Okay. What language do you sing? Oh, Chinese. Wow, it's like a very Plum Village. We are very lucky. We translate this song into many languages. I'm waiting to have maybe Indian language or Hindi or Hokkien or Teochew. I don't know what will become. We have a Vietnamese just now, right? I heard a Vietnamese song. Next time the friends from the Zoom can make a request. So this is experiencing our mind. Is just mean that we want to know what happened in our mind using the breathing in and breathing out. So the breathing in, breathing out is the foundation, is the main door for you to check your feeling, to check your body, and to check your mind. Okay? And then gladdening the mind. You see, I put a lot of love and a song. When the brother plays a song, we sing together. Actually, you are practicing gladdening the mind. You feel very peaceful because of the song when you sing, I have arrived, I am home, you know. Then all the Dharma talk you heard before is somehow manifest in your mind consciousness. Because your ears listen to the I have arrived, I have home, right? Over here. Go touch your seats of mindfulness, your seat of compassion, your seat of peace and joy. And this manifests in your mind consciousness. Until when I arrive, I'm sitting down here, everybody's, okay, the teacher already arrived, let's go. Then your joy and happiness already finished? Not yet, it still lasts for few moments, but how long, I don't know. You can check yourself, right? Maybe even until now, after 1 hour, you can still feel the vibrant, the resonance, the I don't know what to call it, the echo of that joy and happiness. Am I right? You feel it? Then it lasts for quite long, you know. So it can be in your mind consciousness for some time. If you do it regularly, you are automatically become a very joyful and happy person. You don't need to go to buy things in order to be happy. Just by singing, happiness is here and now. I know I passed the 7-Eleven. No need to buy, no need to go. You can create your own song. It sounds silly, but it's really become something very meaningful. Sometimes I like to modify the song and to gladdening my mind. It sounds silly, but it works. The most important, it works, right? So it's called cultivating a peaceful mind. When the mind is calm and joyful when I sing the song. In the present moment, concentration becomes easier and meditation deepens. So you have an extra condition for you to have a higher concentration. And then we're nurturing the positive seeds. The positive seed, for example, I can be happy, no need to buy things. I can be happy just by walking past by. Yeah. Through mindful breathing, we touch and nourish the inner seeds, such as faith, compassion, goodness, equanimity, freedom, allowing them to grow. So when you water the seed by doing like a singing, breathing, and then calling the feeling by its true name, you are strengthening, you are watering that seed. So it's make yourself happy. That's why in Plant Village we have a lot of methods to make us happy and joyful. And then concentrating our mind. So the first one is say we want to recognize what happened in our mind, what kind of mental process. And then the second one, make it happy. Yeah, gladdening the mind using a very simple methods. And then we want to concentrate on that mind, because sometimes we have a lot of mind behind it's running, and then we cannot catch it. Only to a certain amount we can catch what happened in our mind. So during a sitting meditation, for example, maybe sometimes we think that there's a two you. For example, mana, you feel like you have two mana. The first mana is the physical mana, and the second mana is the, what do you call it? I forgot the name. What do you call it? You know Naruto? Naruto have something called, you replicate himself, become the second one and the third one. Huh? Clone. So you feel like mana has two. One mana is the physical one. The second one is the clone is the one. But it's like there's invisible mana, the second one. That invisible mana looking at mana. You feel like you have few minds, and then the minds look at the mind. Don't think that I'm crazy, but I'm talking the real thing. So you say, observing the mind with the mind. Feeling like you have 2 minds, 3 minds, or 4 minds. Or many minds look at one mind. And which one is the real one? Go to find out. Through mindful breathing, we develop a deep concentration by observing our own mind directly. So that is why there's a certain sutra, I think in the Satipatthana, saying observing the mind in the mind, feeling like you have 2 minds. Actually, the 2 actually 1. But we can look at it as a 2 or 3, but actually we also can look at it as a 1. That's why we call it is a same entity. The word we use is not a separate self entity. If you read our translation of the Heart Sutra, the insight that brings us together is mentioned not a separate self entity. It means like maybe there's one is fake one, as one is the real one. But what is fake? What is real? The fake one can become a real one. Be careful. So mind as the object of awareness. Yeah, that's why it's feeling like we have two minds. Yeah. Every mental formation that appears in the present moment becomes an object for concentration and insight. So if you feel like you feel comfortable, you look at that mind process, thinking that this is a comfortable feeling, because it already involves your mind inside. Your mind already working together, in cooperations, right? Yeah. And then there's because we are talking about concentration, it is very important to know that we have two kinds of concentration. The first one, we call it active concentration. And then the second one is called a selective concentration. In Plant Village, we usually use the second one. Yeah. Second one called selective concentration. We choose one object and hold on to it. And most of the time we choose the breathing, because the breathing is very reliable. But if you think that your breathing is not reliable, it means you don't have the power of breathing, or your energy of breathing is not too strong. So like us, we practice mindful breathing every day. So we make this power to return to the mindful, the breathing is very strong. Whatever happened, the rule of thumb is to come back to our breathing. And then the rest usually is follow. Okay, smiling a little bit. You see, in Plant Village, we use a lot of smiling. You know, smile to my uncomfortable feeling. Smile to my frustrations. See, you give it a try using this breathing in, breathing out, and smile to your uncomfortable feeling, and see what happened to it. We have to try. So this is called a selective concentration, and the first one is called active concentration. The minds dwell on whatever is happening in the present moment, even as it changes. Usually, I use this active concentration during a walking meditation, because it's so difficult to dwell in my breathing during a walking. Because sometimes you have to see who in front of you, you know, and then you have to aware left and right. You don't want to bang into somebody. And then is it a lot of story for practice of walking meditation? Sometimes you want to walk a little bit faster, but this person walks so slow, you know, so slow, and then you try to, what do you call it? Overtake the person. Have you tried overtake a person during walking meditation? So when I overtake few people, I say, why I'm in a hurry? Where am I going? And then the awareness immediately manifests in my mind consciousness. Why I'm in a rush? Slow down, slow down. I said, breathing in, slow down, breathing out, slow down. So I slow down. Yeah. Slow down, relax the present moment, aware of the in-breath and out-breath again, and aware of my, steps. And then I love to use arrive and home during walking meditation. So just because we practice walking meditation for so many years, so a lot of drama, a lot of stories, a lot of funny things, a lot of frustration also sometimes. But it's worth it to practice walking meditation. But if we practice over here in a day of mindfulness, do you have chance to practice walking meditation? Too many people, huh? It means we need a bigger space. Maybe this space is a little bit too small already. Yeah. Okay, we'll leave it for later. Yeah. Okay, try this too, huh? You can use either one. Yeah. But most of the time I will use the second one. I deliberately choose the object, for example, my breathing. Because after I pay attention to my breathing for some time, and then the frustration will come out again, and then I can handle it better. Yeah. 11, and then the 12. Oh, this is even more, a little bit more complicated. Yeah. Liberating our mind. Recognizing the knots. This knot have a lot of explanation behind it of the mind. Through mindful observation, we identify the attachment and the emotions such as fear, anger, anxiety that bind us. So if you imagine a knot, it's like there's something bind you. The mind to the past, future, or desire. So liberating the minds means liberating our mind through insight. So when we know what happened in our mind, we're gladdening our mind to make it more suitable to look deeply. We concentrate on the one subject that we want to go deeper. And then we try to find out what kind of knots, what kind of thing that bind our mind to that. By looking deeply into this mental formation, with mindful breathings, understanding manifests and the mind become peaceful and free. Maybe let's go to look at what is knots. This is how our teacher explained. Knots or internal formations. So this is another new term. It's called knots or internal formation. The Chinese call 结识. Or in the Pali or in the Sanskrit, it's called samyojana. Sometimes they use a term called fetters. I want to really concentrate on how to explain this. So you see, it's called samyojana or internal formations. What is not? What is internal formation? Is as a blocks of pain, anger, fear, or misunderstanding that when ignored. So we are very expert in ignoring those things. Expert. You can expert in certain area, but this thing also, most of people were very expert on ignoring this thing. Because we don't want to have trouble. And then we think that we ignore it, we bury it, dig a hole and put it inside. Then no more problem. But the problem is still there. So when ignore, tighten within our consciousness. When I say tighten within our consciousness, it means it can happen in anywhere. In our eyes consciousness. So actually, according to Buddhism, our eyes also can save a certain information there. For example, there are people, when they look at red, they immediately feel angry. Not for Chinese. When the Chinese look at the red color, they will be very happy. Right? Especially with the envelope, red color. Your mind suddenly go into that direction. SGD or USD, right? So it's not the red that have a problem, but our internal formations. For example, when we look at number 4, certain Chinese people really believe that this number 4 is very unlucky number. I feel so bad for this 4. Why we discriminate this number 4? Sometimes even there, to a certain extent, when they make a lift, floor, ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, number 3, suddenly they jump into 3A, no 4. I say, oh, too bad now. Maybe the person who built this building never study mathematics. Because after 3, of course 4. But why you put 3A? So there's one time I just deliberately asked, why you don't put 4? Yeah, you see, if Chinese, if you build the fourth floor, nobody want to buy that floor, you know. That but in HDB, you have fourth floor? Yes. Have okay, you are very quite open now. Maybe it's very traditional. I'm not saying good or bad, because this is just something maybe already there in their store consciousness. But it's different when we talk about, for example, Westerner. There's amongst them there are people they don't like the 13. Yeah. So there's always a discrimination to a certain number. Huh? Vietnamese, you have a discrimination about number? Never heard, huh? Yeah. Because the 4 is related to si and si. Because the way to pronounce it is very close to death. Yeah. So actually, 4 and death there's no relationship between them. Why you have to make a connection between the 4 and the death? Yeah? But it's okay. I'm not complaining because this is certain what do you call it? Store consciousness. Yeah, being stored like that. So when we talk about consciousness, it's everywhere there. Yeah, your eyes can store something, your ears. For example, there are people, they have information in their nose. When they smell the Musang King, for example, whoa, so good. But for other people, when they smell, not talking about Musang King, just a durian, they want to vomit, they want to, they feel so dizzy. So is a problem of the durian, is a problem of the Musang King, or the problem of that person? Their information, their consciousness there have a trauma probably. Huh? This is what we call trauma, because it saves a certain information over there. Restricting freedom and causing suffering, right? Causing suffering. Huh? These not are often created by misconception and traumatic events, because it depends on the upbringing, depends on the parents also sometimes, and depend on the situations and your environment, which can be untied through mindfulness and mindful breathing. Actually, if you just practice mindful breathing with walking, mindful breathing with the chimes clock, mindful breathing with the sitting, you combine together, actually you are also taking good care of your misconception, you are also taking care of your traumatic events. You try to heal your trauma. You don't need to specially go and heal your trauma, but it will heal, but maybe in a very slow way. But if you are not skillful enough, you call your trauma back, it will, the psychologists call it relapse. You know relapse? Like you bring this event, come to the present moment, and you don't have a strong enough mindfulness, and then you feel like it hit you for the second, third time, fourth time, fifth time, the 100th time, again and again. And I think we are also very good at that. Yeah. So mindful breathings and the mindfulness, actually it also can help. Yeah. But of course in Plum Village we combine. You strengthening your mindful breathing, and then we give you a guided sitting related to a certain issue, and then we using the energy of mindfulness, using the energy of mindful breathing to hold it, to embrace it, that traumatic events. So you have to give right, generate the mindfulness first, using this energy to embrace it, to mix it together. Yeah, like you mix hydrogen and oxygen, it's become something. How knots form, maybe this is also we want to know. Knots form when we experience a painful, confusing, unsettling event. We have a lot of unsettling thinking, thought, unsettling. And then we repeat it again and again. I think there's a story of a Buddha telling that the cow, when they eat the grass, feeling like they already swallow the grass, I don't know, somewhere, and then they can just bring the grass back and try to chew again. Correct or not? Yeah. Correct. Is you like that cow? You pull it back and chew it again. You pull that event, come back, and then you hurt yourself again. For example, I slapped Mana one time. Example. Yeah. I slapped him one time, and then he said, "Oh, I'm very unlucky today. The brother slapped me on my face." And then he go home. When he arrived at home, and then sitting down on the couch, and then, "Oh, today I'm very unlucky. The brother slapped me on my face." And then when he go to brush the teeth, while brushing the teeth, "The brother slapped me today. I slapped him only once, but you already slapped yourself 3 times." And then that 3 times slapping feels so heavy. Because at that time I undeliberately just slapped him, without hatred, without intention. But he can perceive it as maybe hatred or dislike or something. Yeah, Mana? So you make yourself suffer more than me. I undeliberately slap you. Yeah. So it's called unsettling event, and then you repeat it again and again. And the worst thing, you do not know how to process it properly. If Mana know how to process it properly, and then inside of it, breathing in, the brother slapped me. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, if he slapped me again, tomorrow I will slap him back. No, don't do that. Yeah. Breathing in, I feel pain a little bit. Breathing out, I think it's quite okay. Breathing in again, I want to peacefully brush my teeth, Breathing out, don't think about the slapping again. Let it go. So there's a conversation happen, but it's accompanied with the in breath and out breath. You are safe. Yeah. Right? It's called unresolved anger or frustration. Often turns into a deep-rooted note. So every time Mana look at me, this brother slapped me. This is a bad brother. From afar, when you look at the Musang King, I'm sorry, Malaysian. When you look at Musang King, you want to vomit already, right? So it's become a internal formation. When you look at that person always like to gossip, so you can stay a little bit away from that person. But not all the time. Even though that person loves to gossip, but there's a time also he or she, talk about a wholesome thing or nice thing. But we wrap that person into our own conclusions, right? So Mana wrapped me as a slapping brother, a violence brother, right? Actually, I also have a lot of kindness, a lot of good qualities. You don't wrap me with this violence. It's not fair, with me. Correct? Do you have that experience? I hope not too many. And then the process of untying the knot, with the mindfulness, So practicing mindfulness is really help. It's called a primary tool, acting as a big brother, big sister, no big mother or big father, like an elder sibling that recognize and comforts the pain rather than fighting it. Because that's why it says, if you don't know how to handle it properly, you will creating a lot of war. The war inside of your head is become manifest of the war outside. So I believe that Mr. President probably have a lot of war inside of his head. Maybe, Right speech, this is very important. Right speech or loving speech. Yeah. Avoiding harsh words that creates new knots in others and in me. There's one time there's a lay practitioner came to me and said, "Oh brother, I don't know why I like to use this harsh word, using a lot of term of animal terms to swear to." So I asked him, "Okay, you replace that animals with something else." I say, "You can replace it with an apple, with a banana. So if you want to swear to people, you say, 'You apple,' 'You banana.'" And then after some time, he stopped to swear anymore, because it's so funny if he say, "You apple." So at the end, quite lucky, he stopped, because sometimes this kind of habit can last for so long. No? It's very harmful. It's harmful to yourself, also to others. Yeah. And then we make our time, we invest our time to looking deeply, investigating the root causes of our distress. Why? Yeah. And then prompt attention, like addressing the knots when they are still loosely tied, rather than let them harden over time. Yeah. And then it's happened to us a lot. It's happened in the community usually, because we have to interact with many people. I want to give you a homework to watch this Dharma talk by our teacher. Maybe I will send to the group later. The link is over there. It's about 10 internal formations or knots. Yeah. So our teacher explained. So you go, maybe different Dharma talk. Very serious, very warm, very calm, very nourishing, I can guarantee. I will send to you the links. It's only like 26 or 27 minutes. It will not take up too long time of yours. You can look at your phone for hours and hours. It's just about 30 minutes. I think it's possible. Please watch it. And then this is just I composed from the blooming of a lotus. But today I cut the breathing in, breathing out. I just go immediately, go to the smiling to my body, I breathe in, releasing the tension in my body, I breathe out. You can, if you memorize this one, you can use it all the time. Yeah. And then the key word is smiling to body, releasing tension. Because you go to office, you go to work, there's a lot of tension in your body. So these 2 lines, in and out, I can guarantee very useful. If it doesn't work, repeat it 10 times. 1 time, 2nd time, 3rd time. After 10 times, okay, I feel like relaxed now. Yeah. Because you tell your whole body, your cells, your muscle, your cells, your DNA, your blood, your everything to release tension. Feeling joy to be alive. This is the most I like the most. Yeah. If you don't know, if you don't have any joy, you just put that to be alive. That's why you put in the bracket. It means like you can replace it with something else. Yeah. Well, I like this one. Feeling joy to be alive, I breathe in. Feeling happy to be alive, I breathe out. Yeah, it's very useful. Aware of the state of mind, I breathe in. Smiling to the state of mind, I breathe out. You can replace also what kind of state of mind you are in during that time, because this is a very general one. Yeah. Experiencing, this is the more precise. It says experiencing the joy of release of tension, because we have releasing the tension, right? So there's a connection. Huh? I breathe in, smiling to the joy of release tension. I breathe out. So this is just, I quote from the books called The Blooming of a Lotus. Looking at the roots of joy of relaxation, I breathe in. Smiling to the roots of joy of relaxation, I breathe out. So this is very good one. So if you want more, but in the book we have a lot of subjects inside, I think you can choose the one that strengthening your seed of good seed inside of you first, because there's quite a numbers of things. Maybe you can practice it later. You strengthening your good seed first, okay? Yeah. Smiling to the present, I breathe in. Determined to take good care of the present, I breathe out. So when you practice the in and out for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, then actually you are quite ready to go to something more painful. Yeah. Like you already give the vitamin, you shoot the vitamin in, you have a stamina, or you have the power, you have the strength. Then you can go to something like a little bit painful. Sometimes before I go to a difficult subject, I will make sure a lot of good seed being watered at the very beginning, especially during the sitting meditation. There was a time few weeks I have to contemplate to certain subject that really disturbed me. And then also there's a subject that I have to contemplate for months. And it's so painful. We are, as a monk, sometimes also we have those quite painful feeling that we have to take care. Some kind of regret, some kind of feeling not good enough, feeling I'm not diligent. As an elder brother, I not fulfill my responsibility, you know. Too many subjects in my life or in your life that you also want to contemplate. But remember, when you feel, because when you practice breathing in, breathing out, usually sometimes you will know, you get lost in your thinking. So you immediately go to check your feeling, or you can immediately go to the number one. Breathing in, I know this is my in-breath. Breathing out, I know this is my out-breath. In and out for some time. Or sometimes it's just too strong, unbearable. You take a long in-breath and long out-breath few times to really ground yourself back again, and then you can continue to contemplate that subject, that a very heavy subject. Okay, so this is related to our mind, and it is quite challenging, because to really know what kind of mental process happening in our mind, we are quite easily get lost inside of it. So to ground yourself back to the present moment again, back to the in-breath and out-breath, and following the in-breath and out-breath. Okay? Thank you very much, and let's have one sound of the bell. We have maybe 10 minutes for 1 or 2 questions. And probably you would like to practice with me the listening to the bell. This one. Listen. This wonderful sound brings me back to my true home together. One time. Okay, maybe the question from the audience here first. If we don't have question, maybe we can have a... Do you have one? Oh, yeah. Take this one now. Let people... people here. Thank you.
Bhante, thank you for the lessons so far. I just have one fundamental question, because we talk about the importance of knowing our in-breath and out-breath. This is like the core practice, the foundation, of which we can go deeper and deeper. But we also came to know there are friends, they have difficulty with the mindfulness of breath. Okay, so whenever they try to focus on the breath, they feel a lot of discomfort, they feel fear. So for them, it's like almost impossible to practice mindfulness of breath. So is there a way to help such friends to overcome this fundamental difficulty? Because if they are not able to overcome this, it seems to me that they cannot come onto this path of practice. Yeah, so we just like to seek some advice on this.
Yeah, you give me a very hard time. Okay. Yeah, I know. If there's I just wondering, because there are a few cases it's happened like this. So breathing regularly without have to pay attention to the breathing, actually that person is quite okay. But when he put his attention to the breathing and then is water a certain seed of fear, and then the breath become like very rough and a lot of heartbeat and a lot of fear manifesting during that time. So actually there's a moment that breathing is quite okay for that person. Yeah, this is maybe we need to realize. The second one, when he paid attention to this breathing, and then he or she water a certain seed of fear inside of it, that person, correct? So in that way, actually we can use a certain words to replace. Use a certain guidance word for himself. He himself using a certain guidance words to replace, to change because when you do something, it will water a certain seed inside of you. It can be a good seed or not a good seed. But it has been, the psychologist or the neuroscientist is the neural pathway, right? Everybody have your neural pathway. So we replace the connection. For example, when we talk about a person, okay, you smell something, durian, correct? Smell the durian, and then this nose will water the seed of hatred, correct? Will water. So this is a connection, the consciousness of your nose consciousness making connection, because we have a lot of connection. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you eat, there's also cause a lot of connection. So your nose consciousness make a connection to the seed of hatred in the store consciousness. Do you think this connection can be changed? Can, because everything impermanent. So we have to deliberately, using mindfulness, in-breath and out-breath, create another connection. If we smell the musangking or the durian, we can deliberately make to a something, maybe a seed of a neutral. So deliberately repeat again and again. So slowly, the connection through hatred, it can be weakened. So we want to make the connection not too strong. The connection is depend how long and how thick. So sometimes the connection is very thick, I don't know how to explain, but it's very thick, very thick, very solid. So you take a longer time to create a new connection. And at the very beginning, when you try to make a new connection, when you look at the durian, you just say, breathing in, neutral, breathing out, smile. It's also possible, it means you make a new connection there. But at the very beginning, maybe first day, second day, first week, second week, even first month and the second month, you always fall back to here. But it's already weakened this connection. This road becomes smaller. Before it's very big road, very easily travel to this the seat of hatred. So we make it smaller, and then we create a new channel, new connection, because we can. But this new connection may be a little bit weak at the very beginning, and you have to do it again and again, and then it's possible. So you make a new connection with a different seat, create a new neural pathway. You can, because maybe your colleague, your friends, even sometimes your mom, or your father, we have a very strong. We are not very mindful, and then we create a very strong hatred connection, disconnection related to certain event. Even for example, we as a practitioner of Plum Village, we make a very strong connection between our ears consciousness and the sound of the chimes clock. So there's one time in France when we listen to the bell of a church, ding dong, we automatically stop, breathing in, breathing out, and then the French people behind us bang to us, boom, because we are like suddenly we stop, and then suddenly say, I'm sorry, and then he's starting to talk to us, why you suddenly stop? There's no red light and you stop by yourself. And then the brother next to me explained, we are very sorry, it's our habit, it's our connection. When we hear the chimes clock, we give rise to mindfulness and then we stop, because in the center we practice stopping. So it's possible we create a connection of this mindful breathing, giving rise to awareness and mindfulness using the clock chimes. Like even every time when I want to eat something without have to invite the bell, I have this spirit of eating mindfully and chewing many times. So now I want to eat quickly, it's so difficult. My mouth refuses to eat quickly. Can you imagine? So there are times I was so frustrated. Hey, you chew quickly lah. Like I'm talking to my mouth. Hey, mouth, chew quickly. And somehow he's replying, slow down, bro. But it's so good. There's one time, there's a lay practitioner invited me to go to her house to have a lunch. And then when we arrived there, I saw, wow, so many good fruit on the table with few monastic brothers. And then we sit down, we do our breathing in, breathing out for like a few seconds, and then we start to eat. Because sometimes when I saw a lot of good food, the mindfulness somehow getting lower. So I just eat, but my mouth refused to eat quickly. I don't know why, but I try to chew quickly, it just refused, So there's like a fight between want to eat quickly or eat slowly. But luckily, the energy is stronger here rather than my mind. So my mouth's consciousness is not following my mind consciousness. So I follow my mouth consciousness, my tongue, my teeth and everything. So I chew. Many times, at least maybe 10 or 15 times. And then guess what happened? When I chew, what is this? I choose? I feel like there's something I cannot choose. So after 6-7 times chewing, I was so down, So I used my finger to put it inside and try to pull that things out because I don't know what is that. You know what? I pull it out. You know what is that? Not plastic bag. It's the rubber band. I think maybe they buy some kind of things and then they use a rubber band, or maybe when they open it and then it somehow plung, boom, go inside, and then when I was less mindful, and then you just scoop and then you eat it without looking at what you are scooping. Just put in the mouth. But luckily that mindful eating saved me. Or if I swallow that rubber band. You know that rubber band, You go to buy and, they rub and with this rubber band. So at the end, I was laughing, and then I say, oh, luckily, I have to trust my mouth, not always trust my mind consciousness. You see, this kind of thing has happened, yeah. So sometimes I don't need to use my mind consciousness to control my mouth because there's consciousness here. So I can give rise to mindfulness from my mouth consciousness, my ear consciousness, my eyes consciousness. I think my eyes consciousness is not too strong, so I want to practice more. Or that person's nose consciousness not too strong, and then it created maybe a wrong connection. I can say like that. Maybe we can create a new connection. But we have to be patient because when we create a new connection, it takes time to solidify. Because that connection has been like for so many years. So we have to practice patience, trust the Sangha, trust the practice, trust the breathing, trust the friends on the path. Like for us, it is what we take refuge in the Sangha. So when I practice breathing in and breathing out, it's not only me. We have 20 people over here. We have 20 times 20 the energy of mindfulness. Like when at the very beginning we have sitting meditation, I feel very strong because we have a lot of people sitting over here. We breathe together, and then from time to time I will open my eyes and look at how many people. Just now 55, and now 52. Okay, I hope it's a help, so we can help that person to create a new connection. You also are welcome to create a new connection, because there's a time you look at somebody with that fixed eyes. Fixed eyes mean like you immediately conclude this person is like this. Yeah, give a try. Huh? Maybe one more question. Huh?
Yeah, 2 comments and 1 question.
2 comments. You want me to read the comment? Okay, let me read the first one. I like to feel the sensation of my feet on the floor. Yes, feel good first before I feel my breath. Can. Okay, huh? Then you can take turn, change, because I also change many times. Sometimes I cannot feel my breath, I just feel my step. Sometimes no step, no breath, it's just a surrounding. Sometimes no surrounding, only people in front of me. Try to practice patience. Don't take over. Take over? Overtake. Don't overtake this person because there's a rush in me. Yeah. It's okay, no? Who is it? Jie Yi. And then the next one, a similar question was raised during the Calming the Fearful Mind online retreat. Oh, it's good. Put on by a lower hamlet. Yes? A sister responded that they are practicing a new method in lower hamlet to try to help those friends where instead of focusing on the breath, you focus on part of your body. Yeah, that is experiencing pleasant or at least neutral sensation and concentrate on the flow of the sensation in the part of the body. This is not a new thing, but it's a common thing. Yeah, even though that we encourage more of the practitioner to come to Plant Village to in touch with their breathing, but this is also can. Yeah, thank you very much. Who's that? D. Thank you, D. And then maybe Yeshe. How do we know if we have truly repented, if the unwholesome state of mind in relation to the past action still arises in the mind, even though the physical action have stopped? Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Yeshe. I also have this experience. Usually when the past mind, the trauma come back, it will I've been stung by a poisonous snake. But if I practice the mindful breathing, it will lessen slowly. So every time when there's a snake stung me again, the feeling of heaviness is getting less. You can feel the heaviness is getting less. Because of what? Because when we bring the past trauma back to the present moment, it can be very magnified, can become very big. But if we have the power of breathing, the power of a present moment mind, or just like whatever somebody explained about walking meditation, we generate a new energy. Okay, let me write over here. So if you, for example, the nose watered the seed of hatred, and then the energy of hatred will manifest here in your mind consciousness. But at the same time, we can use the nose to create a new connection, can be neutral or can be mindfulness, present moment mind, the mindfulness. Yeah. So this mindfulness also will come here, but maybe the mindfulness is very small. Yeah. So when we mix together, feel like nothing happened, but actually something happened. If your connection with the mindfulness is stronger, and then it will manifest, the mindfulness can be a little bit stronger. Or you can do it a little bit longer. That's why we use the following my in-breath and following my out-breath. So the time longer, so the energy of this mindful breathing can be bigger. So when they mix together, it becomes neutral. So in that way, you can feel the heaviness is less and less. So every time is hatred coming back, you make sure that you have this capacity to return to your breathing to produce the energy of mindfulness. So how much energy mindfulness you can produce? Because everything over here, they will mix together. But be careful. Sometimes if you repeat it, you can repeat it 10 times, this one. So the hatred like 10 times bigger. When this hatred becomes very bigger, this hatred will influence different organs, influence your mind. For example, it will influence your eyes. It will influence your eyes become very sharp. Feel a lot of hatred, because your hatred through the nose is transferred to your eyes. Your eyes very sharp and have a lot of energy of hatred. Or it also can give impact to your body. It can be like sometimes sweat, sometimes heartbeat so strong, sometimes like you cannot control your hand, you feeling like you want to hit people or you want to kick people. So it gives influence. So if this is too big, it will give you a lot of influence, back and forth. And then the worst thing, the hatred, usually they have social networks. They will pull each other. The hatred sometimes, it will mix a little bit jealousy inside. They will mix a little frustration inside. So this hatred manifests here. It will try to pull the friends, And then they are very good in this networking. Very strong. Do you feel it? So there's one strong emotion, the hatred. Sometimes it will pull different things up. It's stirring up. So they are very good in creating chaos. Very good and frequently. This is what our teachers say, an invited guest. You don't need to invite the hatred to come. It will visit you regularly because the hatred is your very good friend. but not the understanding, not the patience, not the loving kindness, not the compassion. Their seed is very weak, because you don't water them regularly. If you water them regularly, it manifests, come back, it become bigger. So like this, when the 10 times of a hatred, when it's subside, when it's finished, it will return back to the seed, and then it makes the seed become bigger. It nourishes the seed of hatred. So you see, there's sometimes the people, they are very easily angered. You just say one word, they feel like, wow, like a burning house. Right? Okay, I hope I answer. What is the question? I'm sorry. Who is that? Yeshe, huh? Yeah. So continue to mix the mind thinking about the past action with the present moment mind, with the mindfulness, is mixed together. When it mixed, embrace, the energy of mindfulness can embrace, they can mix together, and then they will transform. This is what we call a transformations. Okay, maybe it's too late already. Does mean have the full repay? Okay. Sometimes we can pay it forward, like if there are regrets that cannot be fully repaid, like a business. Directly they can be repaid, indirectly, like before I missed a funeral. Okay, Ken, there's a sharing. It's a sharing from JAE. It's very good, thank you. Our actions are the ground on which we stand, so I try hard to make a new action to correct the old mistake. Ken. Yeah. Okay, I think this is it for tonight. And please remember to go to watch the Dhamma talk. The homework is very easy. It just you can just click the link, and I'll send to you later. And please allow me to invite Mana to offer us 3 beautiful sounds, and let's breathe together. Listen, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home.